constructed to access and master the creative, powerful force of the mind. Right? Then we have to ask, if we are the highest form of existence from the infinite mind, why do we need to create ourselves in order to access and master the creative, powerful force of that same mind? Because creating ourselves, wouldn't that be a test of it? So it's still awkward. You see the awkwardness here? Right? And then he said, the force of the mind by taking thought and manifesting it in the physical. But wasn't thought already used to make the Supreme Being? Yeah, I'm deliberately putting the answer and putting you into a circle, like where you get into a circle, so that way you learn to simplify it, but also get deeper into it. You know what I mean? Because we say stuff like this, though, and I think, I'm not saying you, certainly not you. I don't know how you're building, how you're outside, but a lot of times we have very deep builds, and we don't have enough simpler builds for the man on the street, the kid on the street. And then the deeper builds, we don't know how to take the deeper build and show how that connects to the simple build. So even when we have both builds, we don't really have the connective tissue. And so they seem very separate. So we hear God build, and he's like, oh, I understand why the black man is God. That was simply put, I get it. Then we hear this high level shit, and we're like, how does that connect to the other part? And now we're confused again. See? So the mind was always here. The mind creates. This is why I said, look, people walk in my classroom, I draw a human, which is us, though. I'd like to say it was us. It's drawn horribly, so I have to say it's human. This little stick figure, and I draw the universe, a circle around him. That's all of the universe, though. And it's the circle is just symbolic because the circle's inside something, right, on that blackboard, so it wouldn't be the whole universe, but let's just say. And it's simply put, the creator is in his own creation, creating creation. That the reality of our existence is creating. And that the Supreme Being creates and creates themselves anew endlessly and infinitely. Right? And now we can break down stuff. But JB, you have your thesis there. And that's where you start from. Right? But, King, you asked if it goes back to the infinite mind, what if someone has, what is considered the infinite mind where it all starts? Many have said the universe. Right. But that's the thing, though. The mind is something that is abstract and is not a physical thing. That's why we created ourselves into a physical reality. You see? So there is no evidence of the physical reality. That's not how the mind plane is. The mind is not a physical reality in the way that we see it now. That's why we manifested it into this physical reality. Because the Supreme Being, the true and living God, masters all realms and must exist in all realms that are thought of, created, and expounded on. That even answers some of why even the devil exists, right? We technically say that even if there wasn't this issue that led Yaqub to manifest the devil, this idea of separation, that things have to get created anyway, right? But it's a slippery slope there, right? That things have to be created just because they're thought of, right? That's also a slippery slope.
So have you ever heard like the mind being slowed down? Like matter is the slowed down version of the mind?
Yes, I have. Yes. Yeah.
So like, you know, the mind travels at the speed of light or faster.
Right.
But then it slows itself down to manifest itself as invisible reality.
Yeah. You know, I heard that. I forgot where I heard that as well. It might have been a book I was reading or something like that. Might have been that book I started, The Infinite Mind, told me about, placebo effect. But it's just interesting. It's very interesting. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna leave it there.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.